So it was like, what's up, everybody? Thank you for rocking with us. Sorry that it took so long to put this piece of this episode, of the interview out. You know, we already have two portions of the interview that's already out there. So you can listen on SoundCloud, iTunes, or watch on YouTube, or listen on YouTube, however way. We had a little issue with the audio, so it was like trying to fix that, edit that while putting out content all the time. It's not that easy. So this is the third installment. We get into a lot of things. I appreciate A.R.P. I want to thank him again because he was sick and still did this interview. And I've said it in when I released the first part. Like, it was a long interview. It was supposed to be a short interview, and it was a long interview. And I thank him for that. For anybody interested, we have our live event March 11th at 6 p.m. It's a free event. There's no charges. Come through and show love. And it's the address is 115 MacDougal Street in New York City. 10012 is the zip code, man. Just come out. It's free. It's not gonna cost you anything. Your presence is a present. And let your friends know about the other interviews we have. We had Goods, Big Cannon, B Magic, A.R.P. So many different people. Souls from the Third Siders, AJ Dunk, Meg Isabel. Like, we had so many different comedians and recording artists as well as battle rappers on here. So check out the rest of our content, man. And we have a bunch of stuff coming forward now. We're about to make a year, and we have a bunch more stuff coming. So salute to y'all for supporting us, man. And I appreciate everyone who shares and comments and all this stuff, man. So let's get into the interview. Shout out to the Street Wolves. I appreciate everybody for listening. Today we have another phone interview. This time we have it with RBE owner A.R.P. A.R.P. Save it up to the people, man.
Yo, what's good, y'all? Y'all appreciate you having me and all that. It's your boy A.R.P. Rare Breed Entertainment is the movement, checking in and all that. Definitely rocking with you for this next whatever, man. Whatever we're gonna get into. But before we hop into anything, man, I need y'all to pardon me if y'all hear any wild shit. You know what I'm saying? If my voice be cracking and all that shit, I'm just not getting over a cold, but we rocking out, so let's get it. What's good?
Listen, man, even more reason why I appreciate you doing this, man.
Man, you already know I appreciate you reaching out, homie. Likewise.
Yeah, definitely, man. So you from Staten Island, correct?
You sound like you about to say some shit.
Yeah, because I am.
I'm from the island, man. From the island.
Well, I'm going to take this time because, I have cousins I used to visit over there in Staten Island in the P's, man, and I just want to take this time to send a big shout out to all the chicks on the Staten Island ferry that had mustaches, right? But they still had the fat asses. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you're
trying right off rip. You're just trying to like tag Staten Island chicks with. Is that what you're saying? Is that what we're going with this?
Hey man, right it might be better than my Harlem chicks. You know what I'm saying? Some.
Nah. I can't front. Harlem got some women. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but got some women too, man. I think you just caught a bad ferry trip.
Yo, listen. When I'm on the island, I see some nice joints. It's something about that ferry on the Staten Island side. It just brings them all together.
At the end of the day, I don't know what you were doing on the ferry in the first place. But that's a different story. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Look,
shout out to you because
Staten Island,
most people don't even come through the island. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to you for even coming through, man.
Well, Staten Island gotta love you for defending them. But I just want to say, while we at it, I want to give a shout out to my East Harlem chicks too, who run around with the baby hairs like Genuine back in the day.
Shout out to them, man. Shout out to them. Shout out to all them Harlem ladies, as well as all the homies out there holding it down. Definitely everybody that supported RBE too. Harlem, what up?
Let me ask you, overall, it don't necessarily have to be on camera, but what was your introduction to battle rap as a whole?
As a whole, it was way before it was on camera. You know what I'm saying? I'm an 80s baby, so I feel like most of us, especially in New York, being that New York is the mecca of hip-hop, and it's definitely the mecca of battle rap. I mean, most of us go all the way back to the lunchroom tables. Niggas pounding on the tables, doing their little beatboxes and all that. Niggas freestyling. People got the best lyrics. Even me, you know what I'm saying? I'm far from a rapper, but it's just the times we came up in. I mean, I sat there with a pen and paper every once in a while, too, trying to act like I could write something.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I come up through that. I'm a hip-hop baby. I'm an 80s baby. You know what I mean?
What about it in general made you want to go into it from a business standpoint?
Man, just wanting to get my own ideas and bring my own ideas to life. You know what I'm saying? I'm such a fan of this shit. It's well documented how much I was on the scene and how much I was fucking with battle rap before Rare Breed Entertainment was created. You know what I'm saying? So I was doing a lot of moving around, you know, spending my money flying out of state, you know, fucking with people's events and, you know what I mean, going to all these live battles. And then I had a business opportunity to rock with Star from Star and Buck Wild. He had a company he was launching called Battle Rap Media.
Yeah, I remember.
So I worked with him. Yeah, I worked with him for a few cards. I mean, long story short with that, it was like at a point where my brother was telling me, like, look, we can't get some of the stuff done that's in your head, then we should do our own shit. You know, and I can't front. I was hesitant at first because I was still, I mean, like one leg in, one leg out. I wasn't ready to go full speed with, like, you know what I mean, trying to have my own shit.
Yeah.
My brother was like, nah, son, like, listen, we hold ourselves down. We got the ideas. We businessmen and all this type of shit. Like, let's go. So, well, we just gave it a name. Same name we both got inked on us, because that's my brother for real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Rare Breed Entertainment. We don't got entertainment. You know what I mean? Inked on us. We got Rare Breed inked on us. So we just put the entertainment on it. Put our first card together. A lot of people I was reaching out to, they was already familiar with me. You know what I mean? From being on the scene, and also I was blogging before then too. So it's kind of easy to like kind of put our first card together. And the rest is history. You know what I'm saying? We just took off from there.
The name Rare Breed to me is a very strong name, and you know, there's often a lot of people who, you know, they'll pick a name, a very unique and very strong name, things, and that's not really them. And I'm not questioning. I don't know you to question you like that. I just want to know what came with the name. Why was it Rare Breed and not something else?
Rare Breed, it has nothing to do with battle rap directly. It's just the theme and the way that we move that we brought into battle rap. Like I said, we had it inked on us for, man, since MySpace days, real talk. And I always use that as a reference because I remember us having those pictures up on MySpace. That's for people that really go back to that shit way before Facebook and all that shit. But anyway, Rare Breed to me and my brothers, because we really always considered ourselves that small percent. And when I say that small percent, you know what I mean, when you look in the world, you got like a large percentage of people that's just followers, and then you always got those rare people that's willing to go left. You know what I mean? Like you can think of like the depiction of the Matrix. You know what I'm saying? You got thousands of people walking around as robots, but you got the one or two Neos that come and go where they ain't scared to go against the grain. They ain't scared to question shit. They ain't scared to say, nah, I don't believe in that. I don't agree with that. They ain't scared to take a different stance and a different position than everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And when you move like that, sometimes like you got a lot of opposition, but when you stand firm on your shit and you're not scared to be different, you're not scared to be left. I mean, it builds a certain type of character and a certain type of personality about you. Me and my brother has always been like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're very, very strong-minded people, and we move on our own time. That's why even when you move into the battle rap side, like, a lot of people look at us like we're kind of like an isolated island. Like, you don't really see us mixing too much. You don't see us conforming. You don't see us following other people's trends, anything like that. You actually see us setting a majority of the trends that have become popular in recent years, or being a part of setting the trends, humbly speaking. You know what I'm saying? And that all boils back to our personalities of being rare breeds. That's really what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Just not scared to be different, not scared to not conform. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's all about. It's a mentality.
When you first came on the scene as Rare Breed Entertainment, I remember it pretty clear. At first, there was a lot of people in the culture, people who've been involved with events and leagues and so on, who were a little skeptical when you first came. Some people, I remember this, man. Some people, they thought you were just around for a quick bag. Definitely, if I'm speaking out of turn, just let me know. But this is what I remember it being at that time. Not that you tried to convince anybody. What do you think it was that changed the minds of the shakers and movers? I'm not talking about the fans. I'm talking about the people involved with everything.
The crazy thing is, we announced our first card and started our first promo run in late 2013. You know what I'm saying? So we got some time on us.
Yeah.
And back then, you wasn't really seeing too many new leagues popping up with like well-sized cards or like big cards or, you know what I'm saying, bigger names and shit. So people wasn't really, that whole bag serving all that shit, that wasn't really going on then. You know what I'm saying? This was even before people started to turn culture vultures running all over the place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we came in even before that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think people were skeptical, more so because everybody behind the scenes knows how hard it is to be successful in battle rap, especially as a league that's just starting out, a channel, a following, you know what I'm saying? Especially in New York, where there's already a lot of competition. I think we had a lot of eyes on us from that respect. To answer your question even further, I think people really, really separated us from, you know, being in that doubted bucket when we got to Blood, Sweat, and Tears, which was our first card. Our third card. Our first card was New Year Order. Our second card was Lift the Soul, and then that Blood, Sweat, and Tears thing, the way that we was promoting it, we was coming from a very, very frustrated standpoint. You know what I'm saying? I have a lot of interviews and a lot of blogs back then where I was like ranting and raving and just getting used to how people move and how people act in battle rap. I mean, we was very frustrated, and out of the frustration, you know, we was complaining about the tears, and we was just trying to start this movement and this mentality, like, why do y'all care about tears? Whatever happened to just good comp versus good comp, regardless of how long somebody's been here, how much work they put in. If somebody's nice, they nice.
I'm with you on that, man.
Yeah. It's all documented. You know what I mean? How we came in fighting that shit. You know what I'm saying? Arguing and screaming and ruffling feathers with that shit. And we dropped that Blood, Sweat, and Tears Part 1. And shout out to the fans that supported it. And big shout out to the battlers that came prepared, because they brought our vision to life. You know what I'm saying? And that's when people was like, yo, this is different. A whole theme of mismatching tears, you know, promoted and pushed into the culture like that. You know what I mean? And I think that right there is really what like set it in people's heads, like, okay, they didn't really play around.
I remember all this and how everything was going, and I remember you guys being one of the first people putting that bullshit to the side, because it had gotten to a point where it started getting a little whack even for me, because I was looking at it like these dudes would completely avoid dudes if they wasn't, as they call it, part of their tier. If you wasn't top tier, like these dudes wasn't trying to battle, and it was like, yo, how many times are we gonna see all of y'all battle each other?
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot behind that. You got ego. You got, you know, you looking at your peer, and I'm battling the top tier, and then I look at you, and you battling some up and comer, like niggas is laughing at you. Yeah. You know, that's how it is. A lot of people don't like to be the first to do shit, and once again, that traces back to rare breed mentality. You know what I'm saying? People hate being the first. They'd rather look at everybody else do it. You know what I'm saying? Get a good gauge on it, see that it's accepted, and then they'll hop in on it. And that's fine, it's all good, but even past the battlers, even the platforms and the leagues, you know, battle rap was really, really picking up. You know, so it was more so about how you outdo the last thing that you did. So if you had a battle or a card, you know, that rang off, and you had all these top tiers, it was more so about how do we outdo what we just did? You know what I'm saying? Our theme was more so like, no, like, we could switch this shit up. It's not about how big, and I got all of that shit documented. I remember people, how they used to talk. I remember those interviews. I got a good memory in battle rap, you know what I'm saying? But fast forward, you see today, you see all types of cards like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, the battlers' minds is open, the fans' minds is open, the leagues are open to it. Like, you see cards like Blood, Sweat, and Tears from RBE. You see rookies and vets from URL. You see close range from Bullpen. You see rookies and vets from Queen of the Ring. Even Gannick versus Gully. Shout out to Kata. That's going down this weekend too. Gannick versus Gully. Gully runs the Ground Zero, which is a development platform and development channel. Those are going up against, you know, the name gods, which is Organic's team. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to all the platforms for opening, continuing to expand the game like that, and doing cards like that, because we believe in that type of shit since day one, since our very first card, and it's good to see that's going on in the game.
That's a pretty dope idea too, with the Organic having a team and Belly having a team. I think that's a dope. I know I'm not the only one who sees it this way, but there'll be a bunch of people lining up to pay whatever to see certain leagues come with their 5 against another league with their 5. I'm pretty sure, you know, fans all across.
The league versus league thing it's tough. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's out here conducting business differently. Some people don't really rock with each other. Yeah. Some people don't feel it's beneficial, you know, to rock with other leagues. You know, there's really things that hold that up. But shout out to platforms that just do it themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like you just said, Gannick versus Gully. You know what I mean? Like, that's them competing within their own company against themselves and creating a team versus team event. You know what I mean? Like, shout out to RBE. You know what I mean? Like, we had the Starting 5 event, Team Hami versus Writer's Block.
Listen,
you know
man, I mean? that produced so many dope joints. I was definitely gonna get into that. That has some joints.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. I can't wait to do volume 2 of that, man. That was RBE's funnest event live in the building. It was our funnest event, man. That shit was crazy.
I ain't gonna lie, there was some of them that I just wasn't sure. You're not gonna get 100% agreement for everybody on who won what, but the anticipation leading up to it, and just to know that the majority of the battles didn't disappoint, that in itself was dope. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not just a supporter of the battlers, man. I feel that way towards the leagues, and when I say that, I'm talking about the leagues who you can tell, which definitely happened on that card, where someone just went completely, the whole other way with it. Like, nah, listen, you know what? This right here is dope. This right here is what people really want to see. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you can have the league put together something that the people really want to see, and then it comes out the way it did, you're always gonna be.
I'm a fan on doing it all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think making the entire battle rap culture judge like that, it's gonna be hard, and there is some negative effects towards that, especially on the business side.
Yeah,
I'm all for doing it sparingly. You know what I'm saying? Like us, we got Lift This Soul, which is where we just like matches where it's just matches that we think is crazy, period, or people that's barring out. You know what I mean? Blood, Sweat, and Tears, everybody knows what that philosophy and that theme is about. We got Validation, which is our Smoking series. We got the Starting 5 series. You know what I'm saying? The team versus team event, all judge. So I like having that variety inside RBE. I think it's good for the fans, to keep touching every single one of those teams and every single one of those events.
Slightly switching gears, on this podcast in particular, man, we often talk to the streets, especially the dudes in the streets. And one of my biggest messages, being a dude from the streets who are like me and my homeboys like to say, retired gangsters or recovering gangsters. We oftentimes try to talk to other people and let them know there's another way to hustle and get money than just the streets. So with that, I'm gonna ask a few business questions, because I always like to put that message out to the people listening, the street dudes who I know are listening. The hustle ain't gotta be just the streets.
Definitely.
I've heard you say in the past, and you said earlier that you and your brother, you guys are a business.
Yeah.
I know you said in the past that you have businesses outside of battle rap.
Absolutely.
So are these businesses you guys inherited, or businesses you guys built from the ground up like RBE?
Nah, these are businesses built from the ground up like RBE. I'm more into that lane than Shaka. Shaka's involved in different stuff. I'm more so a business guy in that respect. You know what I mean? Like I said, like you already know from hearing past stuff when we speaking on certain things. And certain people, even battlers, have met me to do business at my other businesses. You know what I'm saying? Like, people know out there. I'm more in that lane. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm all about, the 9-to-5ers out there, like, much respect to them, and as well as entrepreneurs. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of those guys that really, really believes in residual income, setting yourself up, building a company from the ground up to the point where you can even step away from it and let it run on its own. You know what I'm saying? I love situations like that. I think that we should all be working towards that, unless we want to work until we're 60. You know what I'm saying? So the thing about battle rap, to stay on your business topic, is having a business background, it definitely is a plus in battle rap. But the truth of the matter is, there's a lot of successful people in battle rap that have zero business background. I know this for a fact. I've had conversations with people. I've educated people on certain things. I know this because I'm behind the scenes. And one thing that you could really come into battle rap with, for the people that's hustlers like that and might see battle rap as an opportunity to maybe get some business in and maybe build something, is you have common sense and you understand the landscape. Right there, you already have one foot in. You already have one foot in. And I know that sounds simple, but when you say if you have common sense, trust me when I say that should be lacking with a lot of people that have names in battle rap. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, man, in business in general, it'd be like that, man. It'd be so many people lacking the common, so many people who are so-called educated in the field of business. Common sense didn't come with the whole deal, man.
Yeah. I was a good student. You know what I'm saying? I went to college for a few years. I didn't excel in college, nothing like that. I ain't gonna front. But I have way more common sense and just regular genetic intellect than I have business teachings and knowledge.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I haven't read 1 million books. You know what I mean? I didn't take 1 million classes. I didn't pass 1 million courses. You know what I'm saying? But one thing that God gave me was a lot of common sense and a lot of intellect. You know what I mean? Something like that automatically puts you ahead of the game on how you move and how you network and how you think, and I mean, and some of the shit comes down to math as well. You know, everybody, even the most street of the street niggas out there, they know math. Niggas might have dropped out of high school, niggas might not have went to college or whatever, but everybody knows math. Everybody knows how to count money. Everybody knows how to develop a bottom line or a budget, because creating a budget really is math and common sense for the most part. Once you start getting into things like forecasting and analytics and, you know, planning out years later, and marketing and business development and expansion and all these other areas, you know what I'm saying? Then, yeah, a little bit more business comes into play. But even if you're smart, then you bring in people that have expertise, because you can never have one big show that is ran by one person. You don't have $1 million or $1 billion company out there that's ran by one person. The only way you see success stories like that is if you got somebody that maybe came up with like an invention or some shit like that. And even then, you still need people to bring your invention to life. Maybe you got to hire like engineers and scientists to actually build your idea. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people run around with ideas about apps on their phone, but you're not the one that goes and programs and develops the app. You might have the idea. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's really how you really start off in any type of entrepreneur lane or any type of business, because man, there's a lot of brothers out there that you know, don't have the book knowledge like that. They can't tell you, you know what I'm saying, who the first president of America was or nothing like that. But you put them in the right area and they'll accept. You know what I'm saying? They know how to do budgeting and run a show or run an event and all that type of shit, because they know how to move. And that right there should inspire a lot of people just to, you know what I mean, if you got something that you think you're interested in and being an entrepreneur type lane, then no, go after it. Go after it. Don't think that somebody's going to hold you back because you don't got a degree in it. Nah, that's a long time ago. That shit for sale. You got people coming off the street with no degrees, no book knowledge, nothing like that, turning themselves into self-made millionaires because they know how to move, they got intellect, and they got common sense.
Besides the money, how important is the actual branding of everything?
The actual branding is more important than the money, and reason being because no successful business, especially one of a decent size scale, is going to make money within the first 1 to 3 years. You know what I'm saying? So that's when the branding matters. Like our very first event, you know, I see a lot of league owners or sponsors or investors that have come and go, whether it's one event, 2 events, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I've seen plenty come and go, so have you. But me and Shopper, for example, we went into our first event and we added up a pre-budget before a single dollar was spent, and we counted up a loss. And we accepted that before we paid out a single dollar. Reason being is because we were coming in with a true investor's mentality. There's a difference between an investor and a flipper. A lot of people don't pay attention. You got people that come into these businesses like battle rap. They have a flipping mentality. So what happens is they try to flip their bread on their first go around. But what hustled all the way up to a 1, 2, 3 key, you know what I'm saying, and got that on their first time out, their first time hitting the block. No, you flip your way up. You flip your way up. You know what I'm saying? A.R.P was spending his own money just to impress his plug, right? That's out of his own mouth. Just to act like he was flipping the shit that he was getting off, right? All right. So that's what happens. Like, you got that flipping mentality versus an investing or building mentality, then you realize, like, the money can't come first. Once you start moving your business into the green, whether that's a year later, 2 years later, 3 years later, then you can start making all your decisions to make sure that everything you do is in the green. Let's see if certain leagues do that right now. You know, they're being way more stand up and they're walking away from a lot of business and they're saying, nah, we're not doing that. Whereas in the past, they may have bent over backwards to make certain battles happen. That's what you're seeing in the game a lot now. You know what I mean? And we came in the same way. You got to be smart. You have to be patient. You have to have an investing type of building mentality. You can't put that money first. Up front. You're trying to flip on your first go, good luck. You know what I mean? If you don't strike gold on your first go, then you want to X yourself out the game after one try.
That's something I definitely have conversations with dudes about, because often that gets lost in the sauce, because what they're often accustomed to, especially coming out of the streets, is being able to spend today because they feel they're going to get it back tomorrow, right? So when they start looking into, like, for example, I was doing music events. I was working with a lot of up-and-coming artists from the New York area and the Jersey area. You know, I was working with a lot of them, and the first few events was like that. Like, I took the L's, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't have a problem taking the L's, but like I was explaining to other people who was looking to get involved with what I was doing, is the point of guys are so used to spending whatever today because you think you're going to get it back tomorrow. when these sort of businesses or business in general, like there's really no fast track to the shit. You have to build, and you have to know, like you said, there's a difference between the flipping and knowing that you have a lot of building to go. The problem is it's often discouraging to them because they're used to thinking that they're gonna get that bread right back the next day. So when they come back and see that it didn't happen that way, they oftentimes that's the tap out right there. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's another quality that a lot of people don't possess, and I guess you could kind of put that right there with intellect and common sense, and that would be patience.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? That would be patience. You tell the average person, like, yo, if you want to make money, you got to be patient. That shit gonna wear thin. They're like, get the fuck out of here. You know? I ain't got time for none of that shit. And listen, you can't be mad at nobody that move like that or feel like that. You know what I'm saying? But if you do your homework, you study up on some of this world or history's biggest success stories. You know what I'm saying? Not too many of them shits happen overnight. You talk about years and years, and go read up on Bill Gates. Go read up on some of these big inventions that got thrown out. People making these attempts at goals in 5, 10, 15 years, and all this shit wasn't rocking out, and they stuck with it. And look at them today. You know what I'm saying? Shit, Michael Jordan, didn't he get cut from his high school team?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's my point. You know what I mean? Like, some people might have got cut right there from the high school team and said, fuck basketball. He turned into the GOAT. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
motherfucker's still eating crazy. He ain't even playing no more.
And eating off the same shit.
From the person. What you said?
I said, and he eating off the same shit, man. He keep putting the same shit out over and over and still getting.
Look at that. You know what I mean? So patience is another characteristic that just a lot of people don't have. You know what I mean? It's that microwave generation shit. I mean, I ain't no super old head, but as an 80s baby, I got enough experience and enough wisdom on me. I mean, enough maturity to realize that certain shit takes time. Certain shit takes. It's no reach, or it's no coincidence that our tagline is brick by brick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we went through a lot of shit. We had to earn the fans. We had to earn, our peers' respect. We had to earn the battlers' respect. You know what I'm saying? And, I don't really care too much for it, but you ask the average fan, most of them put us in the top 3, and it's very hard to put us out top 5 in most fans' opinion. You know what I'm saying? That right there is brick by brick shit. But if you don't start off like that, you know what I'm saying? You don't come in like that.
Yeah, you definitely
So
don't.
it's just work, man. It's just work.
Alright, we're gonna stop this piece of this interview right here. Please check out the prior pieces that we already have out on YouTube, iTunes, and SoundCloud. The other pieces of this conversation. And in the next few days, we'll be putting out our 4th and final installment. So if you haven't heard some of the pieces on SoundCloud or iTunes, we'll be talking about the dream battles. And then when we start really getting in depth about how we feel about certain things about the battle culture, that's coming out in the next few days. So please make sure you check us out, man. And as always, as we say at the end of every episode, what you gotta do for the Wolfpack being the family, and your immediate circle, man. You have to provide, protect, and educate. We'll see you on the next episode.